guys. I think this will get quite violent.
Whoa, we're not far right. Because if you're going to talk about the far right, then talk about the far left.
I am a proud Muslim.
Really, the real threat is straight white men.
When one immigrant kill a Polish soldier, we can use proper gun.
You're getting involved in something that you're not really ready for.
Yeah, put that on TikTok.
No. It all started from that. Today, protests are happening all around England, and today I'm in Nottingham. After being falsely arrested by the police, I felt now, more than ever, it's important to show what's really going on. What are you doing? What do you mean disorder, mate? What are you doing arresting me? Not everyone that comes here is a violent thug, which the media likes to show. Rather, they're people that care about the safety of their children and legal immigration. So today we're going to see what's really going on. Let's go. This footage was filmed on Saturday the 3rd of August around 3 PM before the events in other cities escalated over the weekend. The purpose of this video is to provide an educational documentary on the events that occurred. I'm not against any race or religion, nor am I affiliated with any of the parties involved in the protests. We begin this two-part video in Nottingham, where Stand Up to Racism and Free Palestine protesters are counter-protesting what Keir Starmer has referred to as far-right thugs. Enjoy. So I'm just pulling up now to the town centre, and a big turnout today here in Nottingham. You can see that's like the town hall or something, but a big turnout today. Wow. We've got a barrier of police officers, kind of similar to what we saw in London, nowhere near the same numbers, but a lot of people. There's a big divide. You can see the police officers here cordon it all off. Let's see if we can chat to some of the people. It'll be quite hard to get in, but let's have a go. I'm just curious about the sign. It says not far right. Like, what makes you think they're far right?
What makes you think they're not far right?
I'm asking you.
So that's a far right gathering. If you turn your camera and you can see the English flags waving and you can hear what they're chanting.
Right. So
they were anti-immigration and they're racist.
Is holding the England flag racist, would you say?
In this context, yes.
Is it because the people that are holding it that makes it racist?
The people who are holding it and what they're shouting, yeah, and they're from the English Defence League, they're supportive of Nigel Farage and Tommy Robinson, yeah, that makes it that.
We've come down because we thought it was a peaceful, passive vigil to show respect for the 3 murdered children in Southport, and these people turn up. What Palestine has got to do with this, I don't know. Maybe you should speak to them people. That's why they've turned up, because they want to say, right, that these are right-wing thugs here. This looks like ordinary people to me, angry ordinary people.
What about some that do come in the balaclavas and, you know, wear that sort of clothing?
Where's your balaclavas here? Look round, I don't see any balaclavas. Go over behind the police lines, you'll see loads of balaclavas and loads of hoodies, because that's what those cowards do. Pan your cameras round here, where's your balaclavas? There isn't any.
Yeah.
Yeah, put that on TikTok.
Yeah, so I see you flying the St George's flag. I was speaking to the other side just a minute ago. They said people who wear it or associate with that are racist. What do you have to say to that?
Well, firstly, this is our national flag. It is identifying of England. So how is it racist? That's my question to them. If they find it racist, why are they even here? Like, why can't they just go to somewhere else that's not England? That's what I don't get. They call us racist and yet they're still here.
Why do you think today is so divided? I mean, you got the police calling off. Why can't everyone just agree that illegal migration is a problem and people are getting killed on our streets and we should just come together?
Because you've got the establishment and the Labour Party, who were backed by the World Economic Forum, I might add, advertising for this and pushing for it, because they're not doing anything to stop the boats. They scrapped the Rwanda scheme, which would have failed anyway. You've got the Bibi Stockholm, which was scrapped because apparently it was inhumane or whatever bollocks. And, you know, they don't realise the more migrants that come in, what's it going to take before we're expected to house them? Because I bet for a fact they would not house them, but they expect us to. But we're the problem. They think that we are the so-called far right. I don't see anything far right about this protest. We've been mostly peaceful, for the most part.
What is the message today?
We're fed up with having our country taken away from us. We're fed up with being told what to do by people who don't even belong here.
But the message gets lost when the other side call you racist and Nazis.
I don't know what a narcissist and a racist
See
is.
that lad there? That's that black lad. Why he stood here?
My dad fought in the Second World War. He was a Polish veteran. He knew what real fascists were and what real racists were. And because of him and all the people that died, that lot have got a voice.
If you want a picture of diverse Britain, there you go. Pan your cameras around. All colours, genders, ages.
Not a hoodie or a balaclava inside.
These are
look at these black lads here. They stood this side of your police column. Where's your racism? There.
I think these protests initially are peaceful. That's what they stand for. But then eventually there are a few idiots who do ruin it, unfortunately. But I think a lot of them would say that they just care about their country.
I care about my country as well. I care that my country is a multicultural and welcoming country to immigrants. I'm a daughter of a refugee. Look around you. Look at Nottingham. Look how multicultural and diverse it is. This is England. This is Nottingham.
I think they're more against illegal immigrants, though, rather than just immigrants themselves.
I mean, refugees. Why do you think they're leaving their countries, risking their lives in boats? Some of them drown on the way here. It's a really desperate situation that leads somebody to do that. My family did that. My grandparents did that. My mother did that.
Yeah.
I understand that desperation, that situation, and it is not trivial. It's not people moving here to steal our jobs or, ruin our country, take our culture, overtake us, whatever they think the people are going to do. That's not what it's about. People are desperate. They're desperate.
Why do you think they come to England, though? Why don't they stay in France or a European country, which some of them might say?
You'd have to ask them. You'd have to ask the refugees themselves. Yeah, I can't speak for the people that come in the boats.
What do you think the main issue is on the other side? What do you think their problem is?
I think they're stupid, and I think they want to hate, and they're using things that have no relevance to this situation to fuel their own agenda.
Right. What do you think their views are on migration, or just in general?
Well, they're anti-immigration, they're racist.
Is it anti-immigration or illegal immigration? What do you say?
I don't think anybody's illegal.
I hear this a lot. What makes refugees not illegal?
Because people aren't illegal.
Of course, but when they come into the country without passports, what can you do about that?
We can welcome them in. They're refugees, they're asylum seekers, they're fleeing persecution.
Right. And how do you feel about the taxpayer having to pay for that?
The taxpayer doesn't pay for that. I'm answering enough questions.
Okay. Apparently the taxpayer doesn't pay for illegal immigrants. That's what the woman said. What's your religious beliefs, if you don't mind me asking?
I am a proud Muslim.
Yeah. I mean, I saw in the news, I think it was in Sunderland the other night, people burning police stations, there's people trying to attack mosques. How do you feel about that?
I feel like it's appalling in terms of the British people. The British people, I've grown up with British people my whole life, and that's not what they stand for. Yeah, it's indoctrination at its finest, and it's all of this this media influence. It's getting put onto people where the minority groups are being demonized. And it shouldn't really be happening. But yeah, that's where I stand on everything. I feel like everyone is entitled to their own opinion, but it should be done in a peaceful way. And it should be done in certain ways that, allows everyone to get their point across, but in a way that, benefits everyone. So everyone understands each other, where everyone's coming from. So yeah.
I mean, you're standing on this side at the moment, but do you feel that the Muslim community has been painted with the same brush?
As in, what would you, could you elaborate?
As in, people are saying that Muslims are the problem at the minute. Is that the kind of feeling that in the Muslim community that you're under attack almost by the British public?
Yeah, definitely. I would say so, because the light is being shone on us. When at the end of the day, Muslims do contribute a lot to this country at the end of the day. We have doctors, we have this, and what? I feel like people have been, manipulated, and their opinions have been changed to think that, it's the immigrants' fault and this and that. What the EDO is supposed to be standing for is the illegal immigrants. Yeah. I agree with that. The illegal immigrants, the ones that aren't being filtered through and legally let through, they shouldn't be allowed, because that's not allowed. Yeah. But then they're turning around and they're pointing the fingers at us Muslims and those coloured people. And I feel that that's completely out of order, and it shouldn't be happening at all. In this first world country as well, Britain being one of the most advanced countries to date, they're not showing that, are they?
What's your sign?
I don't have a problem with immigration, but I do think we have an immigration problem.
I mean, today there's loads of different people here, all different backgrounds, and yet they still call you guys racist, and I think the message gets lost.
Yeah, I think there's extremism on both sides, and I think it's a very complicated matter. Yeah.
I mean, is today more political? Is it just to remember the 3 girls?
Oh, it's more political, you can tell that. On both sides. What I fear is that the anti-fascists are becoming quite fascist. And that's why I'm standing on this side of things today, and usually I think I'd be on that side.
So you've changed alliance today?
No, I'm ever changing. What I see, I'm trying to be objective about things, but people have got a problem with the Jewish settlements in Israel, with the mass migration that happened there. I know that there was the English and the French had a lot to do with it, but I feel that the same is happening on this side. A lot of mass migration, a lot of settlements, which is creating division and unrest. I am pro-immigration as well.
But at the end of the day, illegal immigration is illegal immigration at the end of the day. With everything that's going on at the moment, there's too many mouths to feed, if you know what I'm trying to say. They do need to concentrate on their own country at the start before having to worry about, all of these, illegal immigrants. Fair enough, yeah, they have nowhere else to go. War, famine, all of these other factors. But at the end of the day, it's a complex topic, and, I feel like I need to do myself more research on it to form an even more based opinion.
I just want to ask, why are you here today?
I'm here to stop the racist EDL and the fascists that are basically trying to conflate Islamophobia and their political rhetoric with the bodies of 3 dead, murdered children, which they do not care about. They don't actually care about them at all. Yeah. The people of Southport do.
It's starting to get a bit violent, a bit heated now. I mean, what do you think is the point of all this today?
The point is basically to be here really to stand up against the murder of children, and actually against racist fascists who are now throwing bottles at us, and they're throwing cans at us as we speak.
They're anti-white, and that's no good to us.
What do you say? They're calling you guys Nazis and racists. What do you have to say to that?
Oh, it's just propaganda, that's what it is.
Oh, it looks like they're barging through. They've kind of been antagonising. It does look like it could get violent, I'm not kidding. There's a few guys in balaclavas. I mean, coming here, it should be peaceful. A bit of barging. Oh, Coke bottle's been thrown, water bottle's just been thrown. Wow. Oh guys, I think this will get quite violent. Whoa! What the hell? The bottle just flew from my ear. Bloody hell, I think things are getting thrown from both sides now. I mean, the other side are saying no violence, but each side is retaliating. I mean, as I'm documenting this, the most important thing is to stay safe. So I'm just covering the event today and just seeing what it's all about. What have you seen today?
I seen we came down here and that it's supposed to be for the 3 girls and that. It's not really turned into that, which is a bit disappointing. It looks like you've got these over here shouting, "Who the f*** is Alan?" Nobody knows who Alan is, and it disappoints me a little bit. I'm here with my friend. Black and white can unite. And we're just like, we're far right thugs, partner.
Yeah, they're the far right thugs. When I've spoken to the other side, they're talking about illegal immigration. You're talking about free Palestine. How does the 2 and 2?
Because ironically, St. George was a Palestinian, so if anything, they should know their history. I know that St. George had a Palestinian mother and a Macedonian father, so they should actually be for refugees. So they should actually be for immigration and integration. Britain was built on integration and immigration ever since William the Conqueror and Anglo-Saxons from even before that.
I think a lot of them are for immigration. Whoa, fucking hell. I think a lot of them are for immigration. Some of them just feel passionately that there's too much money being spent on, say, migrants coming in and putting them in their hotels when you have things like the NHS, the irony, which is suffering.
That's fine, yeah. But I've got my sister who works for the NHS. I work for the NHS, so I'm not against the NHS. Okay. And I believe that the government is in control of that, not immigrants. So the government needs to spend money, that's public sector money, on those things like building more houses for refugees, right, to house them properly, and not delay the processing and illegal, and need to have legal routes for refugees and immigrants rather than illegal ones. The only legal routes that were ever provided were for Ukrainians, and even that was very controversial, because even then people had to willingly put those people up. So even that was limited. So actually, this country, particularly Nottingham now today, is a very good home for refugees, and we stand in solidarity with them, not against them, and we're against the bigotry of the far right, which is what they really represent. So they're not about unity, they're not about strength, they are about division and hatred. That's actually what they stand for.
Well, why can't two sides just come together and double the amount of protesters and go to the government to actually take action rather than just fighting each other?
Well, we are doing that. That's the point. We do that as well anyway. That's the thing. So it's all right. It's all right to blame immigrants, but that's actually a distraction. The real thing they should be concentrating is going to government and going to their MPs. Nigel Farage campaigned online when he's an MP. He could have actually stood up and actually said something in Parliament. He's got that ability, and he didn't do it.
Well, I went.
Losing my voice.
It's fine, but I went to Downing Street the other day, and people went to government, and then all the media care about is this amount of arrests that occur. I mean,
say again, sorry.
I said I went to Downing Street myself, and all the media cared about after the protest was how many people were arrested, and the message just
That's
gets
true.
lost.
So it depends on the media as well, because it's about sensationalism. So certain media channels love sensation. That is the distraction. Ignore those two media channels. Online media channels are very not representative of actual information a lot of the time. So really, everyone goes on about mainstream media, but a lot of media in general is to be questioned. Basically, it's about being critically thinking and questioning what you're reading and seeing. And that's the problem of the whole protest in the first place. It was about disinformation spreading from America mainly. That's the irony. It was not about the girls suffering in Southport, the murdered children in Southport at all.
That's the thing, people are seeing a lot, but they're not hearing a lot, they're not listening to one another and what they actually have to say, and I think the media is partly to blame to that, because they're not getting the messages across.
I think that's true, but it depends on the media, and there's far-right media which aren't interested in that either. They want to conflate immigration with the issues of murdered children, which is not the same thing. It was actually a boy from Cardiff, a 17-year-old boy who was born in Cardiff. It was nothing to do with being a Muslim. It had nothing to do with immigration. And that's a conflation. And that's what these people are doing. They're conflating those issues, including right-wing media channels. And that's the problem. So that's why you've got people here. These are protesting on that. And that's fake news itself.
I'll say something.
What is the reason for you guys being here today?
I'm here just to obviously represent the people, the British and the English people, and to say that it's not racist, it's not far right. I'm mixed race at the end of the day. Yeah, I'm here, I'm representing. Does that mean that I'm racist? Does that mean that I'm a non-existent EDL person? No, I'm not. I'm just here to represent. Simple as that. I'm not here for no violence. I'm not here to go and kick off. I'm just simply here to represent the country.
We just love our country.
We love the country. That's it. You know what I mean, mate?
I mean, why does it have to be like name calling and all that stuff? Why can't everyone just go to, say, Parliament Square and tackle the real issue, which is the government?
Because nothing ever happens. I mean, I don't agree with all the stupidness and all the name calling and stuff. I don't agree with that. But at the end of the day, it's like it's everything what we say it falls on deaf ears all the time. So what else is the people supposed to do? Sit back and let it happen? It's ridiculous, mate. It's ridiculous at the end of the day.
What is the solution? Because you're just going to get more and more of this, and at the end of the day, it's just a headline for the paper to say how many were arrested.
I agree, but the solution is, at some stage, you've got to sit down and talk. But the government's got to do their bit, you know? They've got to stop letting people down, two-tier policing. That's not working. At the end of the day, you know, you have to talk. There's got to be a time when you've got to talk. But at the moment, tempers are so high, everyone's that angry, it's not going to happen. So you're going to have to wait for it to simmer down a little bit, and then obviously from there, we should be okay.
Oh, so you got pictures of different characters on there?
Yes.
What's the reason for it?
So each of these men have been responsible for either the death or the abuse of women and girls. So whilst these people are here trying to protest migration and immigrants as a threat to women and girls, really the real threat is straight white men.
Yeah, when you do look at crime, I've said it as well on my channel that there's those of people that are committing crimes and murders, white, you know, black, it's happening everywhere. What do you have to say about that?
Protesting like this is not a way to do it. The better way to do it is like addressing the root cause of the problem, which is underfunding of like youth services, domestic violence support, and anything like that.
But I think both sides would also say that they're against crimes and murders themselves. I think you share similar views in some sense.
Potentially, but I think the real issue here is there's a level of racism that has been directed at people in this city. The majority of this crowd that's demonstrating against us aren't from Nottingham. They're about to get the train down to Leicester in an hour and do exactly the same there. So they're just on a tour of hatred.
Right. Would you say they're all racist? Do you think there are like some people there who literally just care about, you know, the safety of their children, what's happened to their country with illegal immigration?
If they cared about the safety of their children, they wouldn't come and protest outside the free beach that is put on for children here in Nottingham and make it an unsafe environment for them.
What things were unsafe? Obviously there's big crowds, but what particularly was unsafe about?
Well, if you've not seen it, we've had a load of projectiles thrown at us. People have had Allen keys thrown at them, we've had bottles thrown at us, we've had eggs thrown at us, and the police, all they've done is just doubled the line here.
Personally, I've seen both sides throw stuff, but there has been a bit of retaliation. Obviously, I don't know who started what, but I mean, tensions are rising from both sides.
I don't think so. I think tensions are rising from over that side. Everyone here that I'm speaking to and hanging out with is relatively chill and having a good time. Like, we're just here to make sure our city is safe.
Yeah, we're just here to show solidarity and support.
Yeah, I see your sign that says nothing against hate. Have you seen a lot of hate speech today?
We've had stuff thrown at us. We've had some chants which are pretty aggressive. We've had a few people infiltrating the crowd on our side trying to start some stuff. So, yeah a bit.
I mean, I don't really agree with the attack on Muslims, which we've seen a lot, but I think the main message is that they care about the children of their country and illegal immigration. Would you say this side also agrees with that?
Don't get the camera.
I'm not one of them. I'm just asking general questions. Anyway, go on.
I'd say that they're clearly, as you've seen throughout the country, these people are here to spread hatred. They're here to damage publicly owned things, like the bricks being thrown at police cars set on fire. Like, there are better ways to go about this than the way that they're going about it. They could do it in a much better way. They're here to fight, they're here to hate, and we're just standing up and telling them they're not welcome here, that's all.
What makes you think they don't care about the children?
Because they've co-opted a tragedy that is a real tragedy for their own racist purpose.
Right. If
they cared, they wouldn't be here. They'd be trying to help the families who are now suffering and rightly need help.
Right. So why are they here today, do you think?
You can go and ask them that.
You just told me off camera that you're not from here. Whereabouts are you from?
I'm from Poland.
How do you feel that a lot of the other side, I guess, if you want to call it that, say...
To be honest, my daughter is blind, yes, and she doesn't see no one who's coming with a knife or with machete, and I want my kid was safe on the streets, yes? That's it.
So you're here for the safety of our children?
Yes, because this what happened in the classroom when was the dance, and the guy come and kill the kids. This is too much. This is too much. I cannot comment this because, you know...
It is disgusting, but when also people are violent here and throwing stuff, it's like we're answering with violence. I mean, that isn't the answer, is it?
This is not the answer to the violence, no. No.
What do you think needs to be done?
If I need to be honest, I want the same happen what happened in my country, yes. Now, when one immigrant kill a Polish soldier, we can use proper gun and shoot them if something's happened to Polish soldiers. Why we cannot do this here? Why we cannot save borders here and a bloody sea? People just coming here and taking everything. No.
Yeah, so I see your sign that says protest peacefully, vote reform. Is that kind of the message today?
That's my message. I think that's the best way to change things.
Yeah. What do you guys think so far? There's been bottles being thrown. It's getting a bit heated at the minute.
Oh yeah, it's going to.
I think from what I can see, the bottles are coming from the other side. That's what I can see. I don't know if I'm correct in that or not. That's what I can see.
Yeah. What do you think his actual message today, though? Like, coming here, there's been all sorts of stuff and loads of noise coming in the media, stuff about the government, stuff about the kids getting killed.
Well, immigration isn't working for a start. When Keir Starmer had the chance to voice the people's concerns, all he did was point the finger at white people after saying he wasn't going to point the finger. That's why people are here. Everyone around the country's pissed off. It's about time he actually stood up and took accountability for what's going on and addressed the problem, but he won't.
So yeah, you do get a few guys with the balaclavas. I don't know if they did cause trouble, but it just gives that impression. It should be a more peaceful protest. It kind of ruins it for the people who genuinely care about the country, the murders of children, and that's the message. If you read between the lines, a lot of both sides share really similar views. But bottles are being thrown over and also thrown back.
Alright, they are so predictable.
Bloody hell.
We have to resort to violence and aggression.
Alright, it's all
scum,
kicking off.
scum, half past three, scum, half past three.
Whoa! Loads of bottles are being thrown, so have to be careful, guys. Oh, fucking hell.
National Front, scum, heads. National.
Alright, stuff's being thrown by both sides now.
They haven't got an argument.
Fuck me.
We have to resort to violence.
They're doing violence with violence. I feel like this can start to kick off in a minute. I want to stand back a bit so they get hit by a bottle.
No, I don't think anybody wants to hear what I've got to say at the moment.
I think they would. I think the older generations have seen a lot throughout the whole country. And what do you think about all this today and what England has come to?
I'm sorry, but I don't want to speak about it at this moment in time.
Okay. How do you feel? Are you happy or sad about this, or how does this make you feel?
No, I think it's quite horrendous.
Yeah.
But I must say that the people who are talking about anti-racism were here getting quite violent this morning, much prior to this happening.
What is the best way to get the message across? Because it gets lost when there's violence and people are name-calling.
It's just become political, hasn't it, now? And people on both sides are very emotive.
Okay, so now there's a bit more of a barrier with the police and the public, as you can see here. We've got like two gaps now. So it should calm down after all the bottle throwing. But yeah, like I said, and some people have said already, all the name calling and violence, the message gets lost. But luckily, I don't think there's been any arrests, so the message still should come about. So mate, we're at the last event in London. Obviously not as much police presence, but what have you made of it so far, especially the policing that you've seen?
It's not been too bad. I'd say to start with, the police were facing just us, which of course is going to antagonise people. But with respect to the police so far, they've divided and faced both ways. It's been peaceful as well as hostile. There has been bottles thrown from both sides, but everybody's voicing their opinion. It's been a good day so far, like I say. As long as it stays respectful and peaceful between both sides, that's what we all need to do.
Yeah, I mean, we're at the London protest, and I've been asking this for everyone. Do you think protests like this, they lose their message in a way just by what happens? This is name calling and a bit of violence.
100%, mate. We're here to support a message. There was people here, there still is people here shouting for unity between the two sides. We should be here as one. Do you know what I mean? We're British people. If you're a good British citizen, you do not break our laws, you're welcome on our streets. But like I say, something has to be done for the state of this country, and the two sides against each other is exactly what this government want.
Yeah, I think there's too many stereotypes on both sides. What is the solution to bring people together? I mean, where should we be protesting to get this message?
Parliament. The government is the problem. We need honest, open governance in this country. We need people to be well educated, and we need the truth to be told. The government have to change now.
Oh no, someone's fighting. What's happening here? Jesus Christ. Police are coming in. Someone's got a man in a headlock. Don't know what that's about. I have no idea what's going on. It started off with two people. This is getting a bit crazy. Things are getting thrown. People are getting agitated. That's what I to think about these protests when you when violence occurs? Jesus Christ. Amanda said someone tried to spray him with something, but when these protests happen and violence occurs, I think it just ruins it. I don't know who that was. It's got someone's wallet.
Earlier on, I nearly had something chucked over my face, and I had to take him down myself, but they let him through from the other side of here. The other side who were protesting against what I'm going against. They did it, and they tried to do it. I had to take him down, for I found out that it was alcohol afterwards. But at that moment in time, I hear a lot about acid attacks, and it's pretty scary. And this is just two-tier policing. They're picking on us. They're protecting them and not protecting us. Is that enough?
I mean, you just said that something got thrown on you. Should these protests actually be happening in a city centre though? I mean, there's kids walking around.
No, they shouldn't be happening. The government should be looking at what's going on. This is just atrocious. The dangers are here. The people have had enough. You can't just keep forcing people on us. We're running out of jobs, running out of bloody money, and we're running out of time.
What would be your message to the government and the people?
You've got to sort this out now. Stop bloody giving money away to bloody foreign aid. Look at what's going on inside the country. You're doing us wrong, and you keep blaming us as far right. We're not far right. Because if you're going to talk about the far right, then talk about the far left. Because the far left earlier tried to hurt me. End of story. Because he tried to chuck a bottle, and I didn't know whether that was acid or alcohol. And I tell you what, it's one of the scariest moments of my life. And these lot let him through. And I'm sorry, but they know they let him through, and there's footage out there that's going to prove it. They let him walk straight through from that side. I'm sorry, mate.
Do you guys feel safe being here so far? I mean, you're standing quite far away from where it's all happening.
Well, yeah, that's because they started throwing eggs and stuff over us here. Just missed my shoulder a little bit. But because we seem to have got pushed back, the police got pushed towards us, I think.
Yeah.
So I've moved back a little bit to feel a bit safer.
You work at this playground,
Yeah.
right? I'm just kind of like documenting the event today. I just want to ask how this has kind of affected you, because I just want to get a different perspective from all of it. Would you mind saying a few words?
Well, it's affected it because everyone wants to go home. They're getting frightened by it all.
Yeah.
They've come out with the families and they're putting up with this.
How do you feel that they've done a protest literally on the outside next to a kids' theme park in a way? It's just, what is it? It's a weekend and
I think they should have found a field in the middle of somewhere and protested there, to be honest.
How have you felt? How do you think the families have felt? I mean, regarding the safety of their children here. I mean, talking about safety of their children in Southport. I mean, it's not really safe for people throwing stuff, eh?
I don't know, everyone seems to be in a good mood. The families have come down and supported us, and because they've said we're out for a family day out, but they are finding a different way to go home rather than go through that crowd.
Yeah, so you think this should be done elsewhere, not in the middle of the town centre with next to children?
Next to children, it's run.
Yeah, I saw that you're here with your family. Obviously, I don't want to show your kids, but as a passerby, what do you think of all this protesting?
I'm not even sure what the protest is about, but whatever it's for, I'm sure it's for a good cause because there's quite a lot of people. But this side is a bit fun and games and whatnot. We've literally just noticed it as well.
Do you feel safe walking through? Like, do you think the general public?
No, I don't. I'm definitely not going to go that way. I don't think there's even.
Yeah, they kind of blocked it off with the police.
Yeah. I just hope it doesn't get violent later on.
That's something they're trying to run off. So I'm saying to you, no, why are you throwing something and fucking running off?
Throw?
A bottle.
Bottle of what?
I don't know, I just seen you throw it. Why? I'm saying, you're a big man, innit? You are a big man. Fuck that, you're a big man. You're a big man. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. You're getting involved in something that you're not really ready for.
You come on, mate.
Yeah, take him away. What's your movement?
Hey, my man, I see you're quite angry. What was that all about?
My man does something and then ran away. So I'm saying to you, why are you throwing things and then running? That's a pussy or movement. Stand your ground. If you're going to throw it, stand there with the people then. You men. And you can see he's ready to cry. Pussy.
Do you think there's two people in this protest who aren't involved who are just come here to cause trouble?
Yes.
3 more did it.
Yes. And that guy was a fine example. Yeah? Fuck that, I've seen too much already.
Would you say on both sides or just one particular side?
It's both sides. Like, come on, man. There's like, come to an equation, come to some conclusion, sit down and talk.
But where can we have these conversations? I mean, we're out in public throwing stuff at each other in the middle of Nottingham, shouting and screaming at each other. What is the answer? What can be done?
Big man.
Yeah. I would say that, but then when you do that, then there's no law, there's no order.
If we bring it back to local, and the people make the decisions, which is why it should have always been that way.
Yeah, there needs to be some kind of mediator to actually send the messages, right?
Yeah. But what my point is, imagine if everybody in this crowd right now turned to one another and gave each other a big hug.
Oh my God, the energy levels that would rise.
Because if we learn to live without the segregation and the division that is being put on us and has been put on us for centuries. Yeah, and then I saw 3 guys earlier, literally, and a girl, stood there, lined up with their masks on, hiding, and then
because
just
I witnessed
through.
it with my own eyes, because I've actually seen it.
Sorry.
Because I've actually seen it, it's within myself to question, nah, why did you do that? I'm for the fact that you ran away. Nah. Big man talking it like, if I'm dashing shit, yeah, I'm staying there. You me. I'm not gonna fucking throw something as soon as it leaves my hands.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what he did. So that's why I pulled him off. Yeah, I pulled him off. And you seen he couldn't handle being put on the spot himself.
But isn't that what we need though? We need more community cohesion. It's not about the police trying to enforce the law. The people should be doing it as well.
Bro, everybody's too scared.
Yeah.
Everybody's too scared. Or what did it say? It's not on my doorstep, so I don't need to worry about it. Yeah. Or it's not this, I don't need to watch nothing. Do you know, one of them? So, why? I mean, come on. I'm in my 40s. Yeah, and I've heard the same shit all my life.
So you guys are here doing a candy store, I believe. How's today affected your business?
It's affected my business because everyone's too bothered about immigrants and race and all of this jib-jab, throwing bottles, smashing stuff up, shouting whatever. But there's sweets here. Why don't you just buy a sweet and call it a day? That's what I'd say.
Yeah. But it's been going on for hours. You think it should be like a half-an-hour protest and off you go, or?
Yeah.
No, I think it's going to carry on.
I think it's going to carry on though, because it's been going on since 1 o'clock. Well, 2 o'clock.
I mean, where else should these people be going if it's not here to protest? Where should they protest?
Back at home. Stop! Don't or don't do it at all. I don't think it's needed because it will just keep bringing more animosity to everything.
Do protests work? Do you think?
No, because we're gonna do this again in another couple of years. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna resolve anything. You can't bring back children that have died. You can't do nothing to change the world or nothing. The world is gonna keep getting worse and worse and worse because of things like this. And the government.
We're the noise, we're the visual impact, and I think those that can actually speak to the council and stuff like that, they will be able to push what we believe in, you know?
Yeah, no, it's like solidarity, isn't it? With
I think
all
just
cultures, all like, yeah.
If things don't happen straight away, then why, if you don't give it a try, then what is the point? Like, we've got voices, it's a free country, we should be able to stand up for what we want. Like, especially on this side, no one deserves to be ostracised just because of their background or anything like that, you know. And I think these guys are absolute idiots. They're narrow-minded. They've got no lives. They probably just stay in the same little area and don't explore the world. So, they're uncultured. They're disrespectful.
So I saw your sign saying "Save the Bees." What's the reason for you coming here today?
There's going to be a lot of people here, so a lot of people are going to see it. It's a bit of a light in a dark situation. So I thought, add a bit of humour, something a bit different, and just make a statement, really.
Yeah, do you think this has gotten a bit too serious and people should just really come together and discuss it in another way?
Yeah, they should definitely come together. I think the EDL side, they've been a bit aggressive, throwing glass bottles and that. This side, they haven't really retaliated in the same way. These kids and women and old people, disabled people and everything, it's like, pretty disrespectful. They want to preach about the country and protecting it.
I mean, I said earlier, it's literally like a fun fair across the road. I mean, where should these protests be taking place? And I don't think in the city centre is the answer, to be honest.
No, but I mean, I think somewhere like the Forest Recreation Ground would be ideal. But obviously, the idea is to cause a scene. That is the idea of a protest, to stop the city and make as much of a scene as you can to be heard.
But the media won't even show this. They'll just show someone being arrested on the floor or a fight. That's all they're going to show. So what can we do?
Well, this is exactly what we can do, because the younger generation don't watch the news. So whether it goes on the news or not, people like yourself and myself, we're going to be putting on YouTube. It's freedom of speech, it's freedom of information. So it's entirely down to the vloggers, people like yourself, who are putting it out there and educating people about what the real world is like.
Oh, fuck me.
Belgium made the eggs.
It's an egg.
You shit bastard. You want to end up like this?
Guys, so what's your reason for coming today?
So I just wanted to show my support for, like...
No, mate, I'm just a journalist, YouTube journalist. Yeah.
Are you sure?
Mate, I'm sure, mate. What's your reason for coming today?
I just wanted to show out to say that hate has no place in our country.
Yeah.
And that I don't support, obviously...
someone's just been arrested down there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's it, you know. I think that they're full of hate. And I wanted to come out and show my support for people that believe that immigration is good for the country, that immigration isn't an issue in this country, and that we stand for the common good of all people.
Yeah, but at the moment, all I've seen is people just throwing stuff back and forth. I mean, at the end of the day, it gets a bit childish the more it goes on, I think.
Yeah, I disagree with anyone throwing anything. I've been shouting, like, stop throwing shit, because there are people on our side that are throwing eggs and stuff. Like, but the other side have thrown Corona bottles, like glass bottles and stuff. And like, our friend has had to be taken to A&E because she's hit in the head by a glass bottle. And like, that stuff is awful. And I'm kind of worried that they're going to want to actually riot later.
Palestine will be free. From the river to the sea. Palestine will be free.
Being thrown everywhere now. So it's gone from bottles to eggs on the floor. Look at that. Bloody hell. Yeah, this is just getting a bit childish now, I think, in general. I don't even know what's the point of being here now. The stuff getting thrown, it's getting a bit aggressive. Alright, well, some violence kicking off on the other side. Eggs getting splattered everywhere. Excuse me, I see with the...
Sorry, just give me 1 moment.
Right. Okay, the police are coming in. More enforcements. Okay, it's starting to get really heated now. The thing with this protest is that Nottingham has loads of like alleyways that you can easily get to the other side. So I think the police are going to try to block it off.
Don't say that too loud.
So yeah, it's really easy to get to that side from here, which they're blocking off there.
For YouTube?
Yeah. What do you think about today?
I think it's really crazy what's happening, even though I'm not sure what's happening exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know what the details are, but we're here for the action.
So you just come. So as a bystander, do you feel safe in this environment?
Not really, to be honest. Even though they're throwing eggs, they're not really harmful. But yeah.
But do you think protests like this, having violence and throwing eggs, do you think there's any point in the protest if that's all they're going to do?
I think it's the idea that there is a protest. You know, I think their presence is enough. But anything that's kind of additional, it's just for show, you know? Yeah. I think the presence is the most important thing.
Well, so you think just the presence alone will send a message to the government, you think?
I don't think so. But it shows that people are willing to do something, you know, for a change, even though it might not actually change anything, you know?
It's for awareness. So like Palestine, if there weren't any protests in London or anywhere else, then they wouldn't raise awareness about Palestine.
But when the other side, they're talking about things like illegal migration, do you think there's even a need for a Free Palestine protest in the same area as what they're doing?
No, that was just an example.
Yeah, but today, do you agree with that? That there's two sides protesting about two different things?
At the end of the day, Palestine has to do something with the immigration and the refugees.
Yeah.
But that's a different matter than what's being spoken about today.
Yeah.
But I mean, we can't tell people not to talk about Palestine when there's a protest going on.
Right. But what I'm trying to say is, don't you think it should be done at like another time and place? Maybe, I don't know, maybe at like a government building, for example, or because when two parties are protesting, the message just gets lost, isn't it? Because there's two people just shouting over each other about two completely different things.
They're not really different things. At the end of the day, they're close matters, but they're not exactly the same.
Yeah.
But they're not completely different. Okay. Palestine and the refugee thing is kind of close to what the protest is about today.
How do you feel? It's almost like Muslims are being targeted at the moment in this country.
I'm not sure why, to be honest.
All over the world, not
it's not just here. It's happening globally. Globally.
Well, why do you think that is?
It's because we're increasing in numbers. So they feel like that we are a threat to them, because when we increase by numbers, it shows that there is something that's going right with us and there is something that's wrong with them. Because when they're being the minority instead of us, this just shows that there is something wrong with their mindset.
Right. Okay, so as you can see, the cars have kind of dispersed, but it's not because the people have left. There's actually a new group of, I think the other side have come to this side and made a circle around us. And this is getting a bit nuts. So now the police are chasing them away. And it's not about... The police are coming. Look, they've walked over to this side. Maybe it's a retaliation of everything that's been happening. But yeah, I mean, why are they here? Why are they here with balaclavas? I have no idea. I have no idea why they're here.
Hey guys, do you have a postcode?
Why was this person, who I believe was associated with Stand Up to Racism, handing out legal support to Free Palestine protesters at a peaceful protest in Nottingham? This raises questions about why both groups were present in the first place and the integrity of Stand Up to Racism's protest. Soon after, groups of people crossed over to the so-called far-right side, leading to clashes between both groups.
Come on!
I mean, there's a guy in a wheelchair here, and we're literally next to a kids' fairground. I don't think you guys understand, we're next to a kids' fairground. It's ridiculous. It's a Saturday afternoon in the high street. Oh, sorry mate. Sorry. Whoa, hey mate, allow it, man. Bro, if you start throwing stuff, you're going to throw stuff back in it. Bro, just allow it.
Wait, you stood there. You stood there.
Yeah, this is getting ridiculous. Like I've said throughout this whole video, protesters are just a bit stupid now. And what's the point in all of this? Just gets a bit ridiculous. I mean, look at that. There's kids on a fairground, and we're literally in the middle of a high street. Oh my God, what is the world come to? And I don't think either side are to blame. I think these people should be going to the government. As impartial as I'm trying to be in these videos, seeing stuff like that is just a bit sickening, to be honest. And to be fair enough to the police did a lot better than what I saw in London. They kind of just stand in their ground. They have protected the people here to some extent. I mean, they saw that there was a threat. They're not using their batons and whacking someone in their battle gear like we saw in London. They've kind of notified the barriers and where to block off certain areas. But yeah, man, I don't know. I'm kind of done with it all in a way. I feel like if change is going to happen, it needs to be done elsewhere, not in our city centres. And it's just about to kick off. There's a fight. The police are chasing them. Someone just threw someone in the head. at this, guys. I mean, look on the left, there's so many bystanders. Just here, we're literally in the middle of public. This is ridiculous. People are walking away, and they've got someone to actually talk to the other group, which is nice. You know, they're not using the batons and attacking the public.
Keep going to the train station, to the guard.
But I don't really see the point in this now. Look at these guys coming in balaclavas. I know there's people here covering their faces, which we saw, but honestly, there's people that just come to these things for trouble on both sides. What is this all about? There's literally like 10 of them. They've arrested a man. I don't know what he's done. They've arrested someone.
They fucking need for it. Come in. Yeah. Got a good Glaswegian kiss, I have. Your nose will be in off me.
To be honest, the police have remained calm. My view on the police has changed a lot since the other day, but at least they're not whacking people and just arresting people at their will. I think they're actually doing a pretty good job. I know the public perception of the police isn't good, but at least they're keeping the calm for now. And guys, I said it like 10 times already, but we are in literally a city centre. There's kids on a little playground coming off, a little ride, and there's people throwing bottles. I don't think you guys actually understand where we are. I mean, it's actually ridiculous.
From me. Keep it away from me. No, keep it away from me.
Bottles just been thrown. The police doing this kettling tactic, but at least we have somewhere to go. We can go back. It wasn't like in London where I'm pushed against a wall. He's been taken off. He's been taken off. The thing with this though, if the people really wanted to attack people, you can literally go down this road and take a right and it all leads into one. This was really different to when I was in London because we're just on one straight road. But here the police have got a bit of a different job to do because people can come from all different corners. You can even come from the left-hand side here and make their way around. So yeah, no one is really safe at the minute. And as I said that, someone's getting arrested. I don't know, the police are dragging him down. Who's that? Who's that? 1, 2, 3 people they're arresting. Arresting people, don't know what that was for. Oh, an egg was just thrown at an officer. Oh, an egg was just thrown at an officer. I see a white man being arrested. He just punched him. He's punching him. He's punching him. He's punching the officer. He's punching him. Another one's being ripped to the ground. They're grabbing him. Another edge has been... Oh shit, mate, chill out. We're not being that aggressive. This man's...
Don't let your adrenaline get the better of you.
Mate, we're just standing here. Don't hit us.
Don't let your adrenaline get the better of you.
This officer's got his baton out. He's ready to hit us with a baton. I don't know why. So maybe a repeat of London. But as you can see, I'm recording it all, being peaceful. I'm having to look over my shoulder every 2 seconds. There's stuff's going on down there. But there's literally 3 people being arrested right now. We've got a white woman there, a white man there, and a young lad. The pepper sprayed his eyes, I think. This woman's lost her shoe. The young boy's been arrested. But yeah, there's still crowds on the other side, if you can see that.
We'll ask them to come down.
It sounds like the police want more backup. Yeah, I don't know.
Go with you guys.
This is what happened last time, it all just kicks off, but this time it's both sides antagonising each other. It's not really us against the police. It's kind of like the Palestinian protesters against the guys who are calling for their country back, as they say.
It's really intense, but it won't hurt you. It won't damage your eyes.
Out of the way! Out of the way!
Hey, where's the bag?
Have you been here yet?
Not yet, mate.
I've had a bottle of piss. I've had an egg.
Who's doing all the throwing though? It's been going everywhere. I've been seeing it flying left, right, and centre.
From that side, and they come round, and they started attacking. They were trying to attack people from behind. So.
I've said this about 10 times now, but this is what the media is going to show at the end of the day. This is it. This is the protest.
This is it. Yeah, yeah. And it's wrong, isn't it? It's really wrong.
Yeah.
Because that's what they're here for, is it? Enough is enough. It's for the children.
Exactly, and to be fair, like I'd say there's idiots on both sides who end up causing trouble. There's I mean, you talk about balaclavas. I saw balaclavas on both sides. I saw them throwing on both sides.
There's a lot of young lads in there, a lot of young girls.
Yeah. People just come up for just a little tear up and they've got nothing better to do, innit?
Yeah, that's it. That's it. I think it's going to go again. So I'm just going to move back.
And let me just give you the geography of where we actually are. So you look, this was absolutely filled earlier with people, and now there's no police officers. Fair enough for this man, he's actually stood there and just stood and flew his flag, doing a peaceful protest, which what it is for. But obviously some people from that side have actually come over here, which is a good 5-minute walk around the high street because the police blocked off all the little entrances. And at the end of the day, that's caused the biggest ruckus. I know there was a few issues of throwing stuff, you know, petty things, which is going to happen. You know, there's young people here, all sorts of people here looking for trouble, but things have now got violent and people got arrested. And just look at it. That just says it all, isn't it? Look at this man flying the Union Jack and the England flag. And someone said earlier, why can't they just come and hug each other? I mean, that just says it all. Emir, what's made you stand here and not join in all the mischief that's been going on?
Because I stand for this country. Whatever's going on behind me means nothing. I'm fighting for the future of my grandchildren and their grandchildren. I'll stand here on my own. I ain't scared of anyone. And I'll stand here. I couldn't care less.
But do you think it really is us against them?
Well, no, it's not us against them. It's that there's not just one organisation standing there. There's multiple. They're ganging up together when they don't even believe in each other's ideology. It's silly, because the only reason why I'm here is to show these flags and my represent for the children that died and to protect our children. I'm not here for violence or anything else. I'm only here for them. And I think people need to understand what's going on. And letting more people into this country is not going to work. We need to stop it, mate. It needs to stop now. I'll stand here until... I'll stand here, bro.
Hey, chuck another thing again.
Oh, this is not ending. People are just throwing stuff back and forth, bottles, and there's a Lucozade bottle someone threw. Yeah, 2 different groups. Oh, some bottle just hit a woman. Fucking hell. Oh my god, gonna get soaked. It's just getting silly. We're literally in the middle. I'll say it again, we're in the middle of a high street. More enforcement's coming in. Whoa! Fuck's sake. They're throwing bottles at our own people at the minute. What's this lad doing? Who does he think he is? Honestly, literally just like a minority of people. Someone threw a slipper. Who threw a slipper? Bottle. are getting pelted.
That's all the neutral people are going to go.
Honestly, it's literally a minority. So many people came to this actual protest today. There's just few people that just ruin it and want to cause trouble. I honestly think people have nothing better to do because it's a weekend, so people have just come to the high street just to cause trouble. They don't have to go home really if they don't want to. Look at that, guys. The police are arguing or fighting with some of those guys, clearly quite aggressive. Yeah, definitely, mate. I think at least like there's places to go when we're actually, you know, they can't cordon people in this time.
That's it, and they're facing both sides, separating both sets of people. So as far as it goes so far, you've got to have respect for the police.
Yeah, they say policed it today. I mean, they're not getting. I saw one guy get his baton out, but he didn't use it, so. You know, this is how it's done. I think the Metropolitan Police should take some notes, to be honest.
Oh, 100%, mate. That was a disgrace Wednesday night. They're a disgrace to this country, a disgrace to the police force, a disgrace to call themselves a service.
Yeah, big up Nottingham. Someone's getting arrested.
Why are you arresting him for a claim when he's done nothing? Why are you arresting him when he's done nothing?
Oh, a woman's getting arrested. Oh no. It all started from that.
Move back and unclench your fists. Mate, you're back.
Oh, fucking hell.
Move back. Stay back. Stay back. Move back.
Wow, it all started from that woman who got, I think, pushed by one of the police officers or something, and then everyone kind of jumped in. But yeah, tensions are running high. I don't even know. Yeah, I don't even know what this is about anymore. I'm not even joking.
Oh, stay back. Don't touch me. Stay back there. Don't touch. Don't need to touch you. You stay back.
But I do not like at all.
Why is that?
Well, because they come in our country and they think they can.
Everything on the golden platter.
In it, they think as soon as they come in, they earn $1, they earn the money, and then they get these high-end cars and all that. No, they don't. How it works is I basically built myself from the ground up. I've got all life's luxuries, all I wanted. Yeah, I've not got a car, I've not got a house.
Yeah. Are they to blame?
Huh?
Are they to blame for it, or?
Yeah, of course they are. They're taking all our tax, all what we pay, all those British people.
I need water.
That's why we're all skin. Half of us.
Alright guys, I think the crowds are dispersing now, so most people have gone home. I don't really know what half the stuff was about. There's people who obviously just come here to cause trouble. There were people who really had a genuine message, and that was to protect our children, you know, the illegal migrants that are coming in, they voiced that opinion. But oh no, someone literally is about to get literally someone's getting arrested as soon as I'm doing the outro. Jesus Christ, I thought it was all done. So all the Palestinian guys, or I don't know where they're from, but that's what they're flying the flag, came round. This guy just literally got arrested. I don't know why he's getting arrested. I was literally just about to go home and end the video there, guys, and this has just happened. This is never going to end. But look at the police, they're not using their batons, they're standing their ground, keeping the peace, and that's what it's all about. This is how you police the public. Not what we saw in London the other day, guys. They're dragging me out and getting arrested. This guy's got his bike taken. But yeah, honestly, guys, I've pretty much had enough of today. I mean, the message hasn't really been sent from either side, and yeah, it's probably the last time I'm going to do this kind of protest unless there's an actual organised march. Because when you have a protest and they counteract one another, the message just gets lost, and that's what we saw today. Despite how many people we spoke to, and this protest was literally next to fairground, which is unbelievable. Yeah, guys, I'll see you for the next one. Peace.